the only, the classic Halloween.
I think he'll come back.
Halloween, the night he came home. Rated R.
The one, the only, the classic Halloween.
Halloween night. A small American town. 15 years ago.
Michael?
Halloween.
I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil. I think he'll come back.
Exploring uncharted territory.
And totally charted.
Just talk.
Sure. The only reason she babysits is to have...
Halloween.
Okay, Linda.
Come on out.
Halloween. The night he came home.
My parents won't be home until 10.
Are you sure? We are alone, aren't we?
Michael's around someplace. Take off that thing.
Let's go upstairs.
Okay. Your hands are cold.
Look, Judy, it's really late. I gotta go.
Will you call me tomorrow?
Yeah, sure.
Promise?
Yeah. Michael?
You ever done anything like this before?
Only minimum security.
I see. The driveway's a few hundred yards up on the right.
The only thing that ever bothers me is their gibberish. When they start raving on and on.
You haven't anything to worry about. He hasn't spoken a word in 15 years.
Are there any special instructions?
Just try to understand what we're dealing with here. Don't underestimate it.
Don't you think we could refer to it as him?
If you say so.
The compassion's overwhelming, Doctor. What do I give him when we take him in front of the judge?
Thorazine.
He'll barely be able to sit up.
That's the idea.
You're serious about it, aren't you?
Yeah.
You mean you actually never want him to get out?
Never.
Then why are we taking him up to Hardin County if you're just gonna lock...
Because that is the law. Here we are.
Since when did they let them wander around?
Pull up to the main gate.
Shouldn't we put...
Go on, move. Stop here.
Shouldn't we go on up to the hospital and...
Wait.
He's gone from here. The evil is gone. I got it.
Don't forget to drop the key off at the Myers place.
I won't.
They're coming by to look at the house at 10:30. Be sure to leave it under the mat.
Promise.
Coming over tonight?
Same time, same place.
Can we make jack-o'-lanterns?
Sure.
watch the monster movies?
Sure.
Will you read to me? Can we make popcorn?
Sure. You better hurry up.
How come you're walking to school this way?
My dad asked me to.
Why?
I have to drop off a key.
Why?
Because he's gonna sell a house.
Why?
Because that's his job.
Where?
The Myers house.
The Myers house. You're not supposed to go up there.
Yes, I am.
That's the spook house.
Just watch.
Connie Elam said never to go up there. Connie Elam said that's a haunted house. He said awful stuff happened there once.
Lonnie Lamb probably won't get out of the 6th grade.
I gotta go. I'll see you tonight.
Bye.
Bye.
I wish I had you all alone, just the two of us.
I'm not responsible, Sam.
Oh, no.
I told them how dangerous he
You
was.
couldn't have. 2 roadblocks and an all-points bulletin wouldn't stop a 5-year-old.
Well, he was your patient, Doctor. If precautions weren't strong enough, you should have told somebody.
I told everybody. Nobody listened.
There's nothing else I can do.
You can get back in there and get back on that telephone, tell him exactly who walked out of here last night, and tell him exactly where he's going.
Probably going.
I'm wasting my time.
Sam Haddonfield is 150 miles away from here. Now, for God's sakes, he can't drive a car.
He was doing very well last night. Maybe someone around here gave him lessons.
And the book ends. But what Samuels is really talking about here is fate. You see, fate caught up with several lives here. No matter what course of action Collins took, he was destined to his own fate, his own day of reckoning with himself. The idea is that destiny is a very real, concrete thing that every person has to deal with. How does Samuel's view of fate differ from that of Costain? Laurie?
Ma'am?
Answer the question.
Costain wrote that fate was somehow related only to religion, whereas Samuels felt that, well, fate was like a natural element, like earth, air, fire, and water.
That's right. Samuels definitely personified fate. In Samuel's writing, fate is immovable, like a mountain. It stands where man passes away. Fate never changes.
Boogeyman is coming. Leave me alone. He doesn't believe us. Don't you know what happens on Halloween? Yeah, we get candy. Boogeyman, ooh, the boogeyman. Boogeyman, the boogeyman, the boogeyman, the boogeyman.
He's on his way. You've got to believe me, officer. He is coming to Haddonfield. Because I know him. I'm his doctor. You must be ready for him. If you don't, it's your funeral.
Shopping cart to get home. Yeah, not funny. You know, it's totally insane. We have 3 new cheers to learn in the morning. The game is in the afternoon. I have to get my hair done at 5, and the dance is at 8. I'll be totally wiped out.
I don't think you have enough to do tomorrow.
Totally.
As usual, I have nothing to do.
It's your own fault, and I don't feel a bit sorry for you.
Hey, Linda, Lori, why didn't you wait for me?
We did. 15 minutes. You totally never showed.
That's not true. Here I am.
What's wrong, Annie? You're not smiling.
I'm never smiling again. Paul dragged me into the boys' locker room.
Exploring uncharted territory?
It's totally charted.
Just talk.
Sure.
Old Jerko got caught throwing eggs and soaping windows. His parents grounded him. He can't come over tonight.
I thought you were babysitting tonight.
The only reason she babysits is to have a place
shit.
I have a place for that.
I forgot my chemistry book.
So who cares? I always forget my chemistry book and my math book and my English book and my, let's see, my French book. And, well, who needs books anyway? I don't need books. I always forget all of my books. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you have your books or not. Hey, isn't that Devon Graham?
I don't think so.
I think he's cute.
Hey, jerk! Speed kills! God, can't you take a joke?
You know, Annie, someday you're gonna get us all into deep trouble.
Totally.
I hate a guy with a car and no sense of humor.
Well, are we still on for tonight?
I wouldn't want to get you in deep trouble, Linda.
Oh, come on, Annie. Bob and I have been planning on it all week.
All right. The Wallaces leave at 7.
I'm babysitting the Doyles. It's only 3 houses down. We can keep each other company.
Oh, terrific. I've got 3 choices. Watch the kids sleep, listen to Linda screw around, or talk to you.
We're so mad. Here.
Me, girl. What time tonight?
I don't know yet. I have to get out of taking my little brother trick-or-treating.
Saving the treats for Bob.
Funny. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Annie, look.
Look where?
Behind the bush.
I don't see anything.
The guy who drove by so fast, that one you yelled at.
Oh, subtle, isn't he? creep. Lori, dear. He wants to talk to you. He wants to take you out tonight.
He was standing right there.
Poor Lori. Scared another one away. It's tragic you never go out. You must have a small fortune stashed from babysitting so much.
Guys think I'm too smart.
I don't. I think you're wacko. Now you're seeing men behind bushes. Well, home sweet home. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Excuse me,
Oh,
Laurie.
Mr. Brackett, I'm sorry, Mr. Brackett.
Oh, I didn't mean to startle you.
That's all right.
You know, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare, huh?
Yes, sir. Nice seeing you, sir.
Trick or treat!
Trick or treat.
Well, kiddo, I thought you outgrew superstition. Hello? Hello? Who is this? Hello?
Why'd you hang up on me?
Annie? Was that you?
Of course.
Why didn't you say anything? You scared me to death.
I had my mouth full. Couldn't you hear me?
Thought it was an obscene phone call.
Now you hear obscene chewing. You're losing it, Lori.
I already lost it.
I doubt that. Listen, my mother's letting me use her car. I'll pick you up. 6:30.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Just calm down. This is ridiculous.
must have time.
Yeah. Judith Myers. Row 18, plot 20. Yeah, you know, every town has something like this happen. I remember over in Russellville, old Charlie Bowles, about 15 years ago. One night he finished dinner and he excused himself from the table and he went out to the garage and he got himself a hacksaw. And then he went back into the house and he kissed his wife and his 2 children goodbye. And then he proceeded...
Where are we?
Huh? Oh, it's right over here. Yeah, Myers, Judith Myers. I remember her. Couldn't believe it. Such a young boy.
Mary, you lost?
Why do they do it? Goddamn kids. They'd do anything for Halloween.
Whose grave is it?
Oh, I know. 18, 19. Judith Myers.
He came home.
You still spooked?
I wasn't spooked.
Lie.
I wasn't. Saw somebody standing in Mr. Riddle's backyard.
Probably Mr. Riddle.
He's watching me.
Mr. Riddle was watching you? Lori, Mr. Riddle is 87.
He can still watch.
It's probably all he can do. What's the pumpkin for?
I brought it for Tommy. I figured carving a jack-o'-lantern would keep him occupied.
I always said you'd make a fabulous Girl Scout.
Thanks.
And for that matter, I might as well be a Girl Scout myself tonight. I plan on making popcorn and watching Dr. Dementia. 6 straight hours of horror movies. Little Lindsay Wallace won't know what hit her. My dad! Get rid of this! Laura, stop coughing! What's the matter with you? Just be natural. There he is. Just be natural, Laura.
Hi, Annie. Laurie.
Hi, Dad. What happened?
What?
What happened?
Oh, somebody broke into the hardware store. Probably kids.
You blame everything on kids.
Well, now, all they took was some Halloween mask, a rope, and a couple of knives. Who do you think it was?
It's hard growing up with a cynical father.
Aren't you going to be late?
Huh?
I said, aren't you going to be late?
He shouts, too.
Bye, girls.
Bye, Dad.
Bye.
Sheriff. Pardon me, I'm Loomis, Dr. Sam Loomis.
Lee Brackett.
I'd like to have a word with you if I could.
Well, maybe a few minutes. I've got to take
It is important.
10 minutes.
I'll be here.
What's the matter with you?
I think he knew. I'm sure he could smell it.
No, he didn't.
Did. See the look on his face?
He always looks like that.
What are you going to wear to the dance tomorrow night?
I didn't know you thought about things like that, Lori. You know, you could ask somebody.
No, I couldn't.
Sure you could. All you have to do is go up to somebody and say, you want to go to the dance?
You could do that. I couldn't.
Well, you could ask Dick Baxter. He'd go out with you.
I'd rather go out with Ben Tramer.
Ben Tramer? I knew it! See, you do think about things like that, huh, Lori?
Shut up.
He's cute. Ben Tramer.
Shh.
Does anybody live here?
No, not since 1963 when it happened. Every kid in Haddonfield thinks this place is haunted.
They may be right.
What is that?
It's a dog. It's still warm.
He got hungry.
Could have been a skunk.
Could have.
Man wouldn't do that.
This isn't a man. Happening here. She was sitting right here. He could have seen it through this window. Standing on the lawn, he could have seen inside. You must think me a very sinister doctor. Oh, I do have a permit.
Seems to me you're just plain scared.
How now, cried Arthur. Let no one pass this way without a fight. Is that so? Said the knight, in a bold and haughty manner.
I don't like that story.
I thought King Arthur was your favorite.
Not anymore.
Why do you keep him under there?
Mom doesn't like me to have him.
Laser man, neutron man, I can understand why. Tarantula man.
Lori, what's the boogeyman?
Dole residence.
It's me.
Hi, Annie. What are you doing?
Making popcorn. Having fun? Never mind, I'm sure you are. I have big, big news for you. Oops. Hold on a minute. Hi, Lester. I'm about to be ripped apart by the family dog. Lindsay, get this dog out of the kitchen right now. I hate that dog. I'm the only person in the world he doesn't like.
So what is this big, big news?
What would you say if I told you that you were going to the homecoming dance tomorrow night?
I'd probably say you had the wrong number.
Well, I just talked with Ben Tramer, and he got real excited when I told him how attracted you were to him.
Oh, Annie. Oh, you didn't. Please tell me you didn't. How could you do that? I mean, how could you just call him? What do you mean it was easy? I can't believe this. I can't tell you anything. Every time I tell you something, everybody else knows about it. No, I'm not mad. Please tell me you didn't. Oh, you didn't.
Laurie,
Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I couldn't even face him.
outside. Laurie's out there.
Hold on.
Laurie, the boogeyman is outside. Look.
Tommy, there's nobody outside. Go watch TV. It's just Tommy. Oh, please tell me you didn't. How could you do that?
Look, it's simple. You like him, he likes you. All you need is a little push. Well, it won't hurt you to go out with him, for God's sake. Shit! No, I just made a mess of myself. I gotta call you back. Oh, yuck!
Lindsay, I need a rope.
Lindsay, Lester's barking again and getting on my nerves again. Oh, never mind. Guess he found a hot date.
What about the jack-o'-lantern?
After the movie.
What about the rest of my comic books?
After the jack-o'-lantern.
What about the boogeyman?
There's no such thing.
Richie said he was coming after me tonight.
You believe everything Richie tells you?
No.
Tommy, Halloween night, it's when people play tricks on each other. It's all make-believe. I think Richie was just trying to scare you.
I saw the boogeyman. I saw him outside.
There was nobody outside.
There was.
What did he look like?
The boogeyman.
We're not getting anywhere. All right. The boogeyman can only come out on Halloween night, right?
Right.
Well, I'm here tonight. I'm not about to let anything happen to you.
Promise?
Promise.
Can we make the jack-o'-lantern now?
Let's go.
Terrific. Hello? Who's there? Oh, is this one of your cheap tricks? Guess not. No tricks for Annie tonight.
got one. We found a flying saucer.
Oh, Lindsay, get the phone. It's Paul. Lindsay! Lindsay! Oh, don't hang up.
Doctor, where do you figure it's from? I don't know, Mr. Scott.
Hello?
From this planet?
Hi, Lindsay. This is Paul. Is Annie there?
Here she is.
Get her for me, will you?
She's washing her clothes.
Look, just tell her it's me, okay?
Okay.
Hey, Barn! Hold it, Scott.
Annie, Paul called!
Ow!
You locked yourself in.
I know. Oh, my foot. I'm stuck. Ah. Oh. Now promise me you won't tell anybody about this.
She got stuck in the window. She'll be right here.
Hello?
Hi, Annie.
Oh, hi, Paul.
Stuck, huh?
All right, cut it out. It can happen to anyone.
Sure, stuck in a window.
Yeah, but I've seen you stuck in plenty of other positions.
My parents are gone.
Oh, that's fabulous. When did they leave?
About a half hour ago.
Oh, utterly fantastic. So why don't you just walk over?
You come and pick me up.
Well, I can't come now. My clothes are in the wash. Oh, shut up, jerk. God, I've got a shirt on. That's all you ever think about.
I think that's all you ever think about.
That's not true. I think about lots of things. Now, why don't we not stand here talking about them and get down to doing them?
Lock your doors, bolt your windows, and turn off the lights. Don't go away, 'cause here's a scene.
I'm scared.
Well, why are you sitting here with all the lights off?
I don't know.
Well, come on, get your coat. We're going to pick up Pa.
I don't want to.
Look, Lindsay, I thought we understood each other.
I want to stay here and watch this.
Okay. Well, if I can fix it so you can watch TV with Tommy Doyle, would you like that?
Yeah.
Well, come with me.
Come on, hurry up.
That's strange how that fence just shorted out.
Hi, Tommy.
Hi. Come on in. We're making a jack-o'-lantern. I want to watch
How'd you like that, kitty?
Hey, I'm in here.
Now, the horrifying conclusion to the thing.
Oh, fancy.
This has not been my night. I spilled butter all over my clothes there in the wash. I got stuck in the
Well,
laundry
I'll tell
room.
you something. I'd like you to call Ben Tramer and tell him that you were just fooling around.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, he went drinking with Mike Godfrey and he won't be back till late. You'll have to call him tomorrow. Besides, I'm on my way to pick up Paul.
Wait a minute.
If you watch her, I'll consider talking to Ben Tramer in the morning.
Deal. Thought Paul was grounded.
He was. Old Jerko found a way to sneak out. Listen, I'll call you in an hour or so, okay?
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. The old Girl Scout comes through again.
My Paul, I give you all.
but please, my Paul.
Attention. Captains and crew, stand by to reverse polarity. Standard Class A security will be maintained upon landing. And until further notice, all hands will wear sidearms. That is all. Artificial gravity off. Half flux. Cut primary coils. Primary's cut, sir.
Where are you?
There's no boogeyman, and if you don't stop all this, I'm gonna have to turn off the TV and send you to bed.
Nobody believes me. I believe you, Tommy. I'm not afraid. Bull. I'm not. Then go in. Chicken. Go ahead, Lonnie. Go in.
Hey. Hey, Lonnie, get your ass away from there.
Jesus. Are you all right? Yeah. Nothing's going on except kids playing pranks, trick-or-treating, parking, getting high. I have the feeling that you're way off on this.
You have the wrong feeling.
Well, you're not doing very much to prove me wrong.
What more do you need?
Well, it's going to take more than fancy talk to keep me up all night crawling around these bushes.
I watched him for 15 years, sitting in a room, staring at a wall, not seeing the wall, looking past the wall, looking at this night, inhumanly patient. waiting for some secret, silent alarm to trigger him off. Death has come to your little town, Sheriff. You can either ignore it, or you can help me to stop it.
More fancy talk. Doctor, do you know what Haddonfield is? Families, children, all lined up in rows up and down these streets. You're telling me they're lined up for a slaughterhouse?
They could be.
All right, I'll stay with you tonight. Just in the chance that you're right. And if you are right, damn you for letting him go.
Okay, so we're gonna do. First we go inside, right? Then we'll just talk a little. And then Annie will distract Lindsay. That's when we go upstairs to the first bedroom on the left. You got it?
Okay, first I rip your clothes off.
So don't rip my blouse. It's expensive, idiot.
Then you rip my clothes off. Then we rip Lindsay's clothes off. Yeah, I think I got it.
Totally. Dark.
Yeah.
Hey, Annie! Annie, we're here.
Wonder where they went.
Oh, Annie probably took Lindsay out for something. Hey, let's look for a note.
Let's don't.
Hey, nobody's getting anybody. Stop scaring each other.
But there is. I mean, I thought it might brighten the boy's mess up a bit. You know, if I could plant a few wild radishes.
Everybody's having a good time tonight. All right, you guys, what's next?
Let's make more popcorn.
No, we've had enough. Why don't we watch the rest of the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, put it back on.
Doyle House.
Hi, Laurie. What's up?
Just sitting down for the first time tonight.
Hey, is Annie around?
No, I thought she'd be home by now. She went to pick up Paul.
Well, she's totally not here.
She probably stopped off someplace. Have her call me when she gets home, though. I have Lindsay here, and I want to know what time to put her to bed.
Okay. Later.
Have a good time.
We definitely will.
Bye.
Lindsay is gone for the night.
Hey, now that's wonderful.
Shall I shut down the current, sir? No. No, it's stopped now. Check the whole system first thing in the morning.
Can't help it. The phone keeps ringing.
Oh, and I can't keep you interested,
Just
huh?
answer the damn phone.
Well, I can't. What if it's the Wallaces? Get Annie in trouble, you know.
Just take it off the hook.
Want a beer?
Yeah.
Is that all you can say?
Yeah.
Go get me a beer.
I thought you were gonna get me one.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Don't get dressed. Annie? All? Linda, you asshole. Okay, Linda. Come on out.
Well, did you get my beer? Cute, Bob, real cute. See anything you like? What's the matter? Can I get your ghost, Bob? All right, come on, where's my beer? Well, can't you answer me? Okay, don't answer me. Are you weird? Well, I'm gonna call Lori. I want to know where Paul and Annie are. This is going nowhere.
Finally. Hello? Hello? All right, Annie. First I get your famous chewing, now I get your famous squealing. Annie, are you all right? Are you fooling around again? I'll kill you if this is a joke.
Annie? Annie?
Sleep tight, kids. Annie? Linda? Bob? All right, Annie. All right, you meatheads, joke's over. Come on, Annie. It's enough. It's most definitely stop being funny. Now cut it out. You'll be sorry. Oh, no. Oh. Oh. Please stop. Please.
Oh. Where were you? I went to the Myers house.
I found the car. He's here.
Where?
He's 3 blocks down. You go around the back of the houses. I'll watch the front. Go on!
Tommy, Lindsay, babies. I'm gonna take a little walk.
What is it, the boogeyman? I'm scared.
There's nothing to be scared of.
Are you sure? How?
I killed him.
You can't kill the boogeyman.
Get in there, come on, Tommy. Now lock the door. Tommy, unlock the door. Just come here. Now just listen to me. I want you to go down the stairs and out the front door. And I want you to go down the street to the Mackenzie's house. I want you to tell them to call the police and tell them to send them over here.
Oh,
Now, do you
yeah.
understand me?
Yes.
Go do as I say. boogeyman.
As a matter of fact, it was.
Spring, 1978. Two young filmmakers, John Carpenter and Deborah Hill, began shooting a film about a babysitter being stalked by evil incarnate. Shot in 20 days, on a budget of just over $300,000, the film went on to make over $50 million, and until recently was the highest-grossing independent movie ever. It's influenced a generation of filmmakers and film-goers, and its title has become synonymous with movie horror, Halloween. Today, Deborah Hill is a player, one of the busiest producers in LA, but she remembers Halloween.
What I like about horror films is the fact that they really get you to react. For me, the films were a way to kind of leap from reality into some sort of great fantasy.
We're all afraid of the same things. We're all born afraid of death, of loss of loved ones, loss of abandonment from our parents, pain, injury. All of it is the same. We're all afraid of the same things, which makes a movie that deals in our fears universal.
One of my first jobs was a script supervisor working on a movie called Goodbye, Norma Jean. And then I met John Carpenter when he directed Assault on Precinct 13. And I was his script supervisor and assistant editor. And then we decided to collaborate on Halloween. Irwin Yablans actually came up with the idea of setting it in Halloween. And we were searching for a story, what could the story be? And because we were very limited, in fact, they wanted babysitters. So, and I'd been a babysitter, and I had all these great stories. But when he called and came up with the brilliant idea of using the themes of Halloween to tell our story, it was like a gold mine.
I thought, what if we made a film in one night? We could probably do it real cheap because we'd use one set. We'd do it all in a couple of days or a couple of weeks. And then I thought about the most horrific night of the year, Halloween. No one had ever made a movie about Halloween. And I picked up the telephone and called John Carpenter, who was in my mind at the time because of Assault on PC-13. And I said, what do you think of the title Halloween? Expecting him to perhaps balk. He got it right away. And he told me right off the bat that he could make the picture for 4 weeks for $300,000. I said, John, let me see what I can do.
I wasn't in this horror films until John Carpenter came to me with this film. And he said, I have a film and low budget, and he said $300,000. I said, $300,000? He said, well, yeah. I said, what's the stories about? He said, it's about a babysitter to be killed by the boogeyman. The word babysitter clicked with me because every kid in America knows what a babysitter is.
We went to a list of scares, like imagine if, you're in bed with your boyfriend and he goes down to get some water or Coke or something and comes back with a sheet trying to pretend he's a ghost, but it's not him. It's all these kinds of things that we wrote down, all these scares, and then we decided to weave the scares into the story.
Basically, it was a complete 50-50 collaboration.
I wrote the first draft, laying in the kids, the teenagers, the teenage talk, the girl talk amongst each other. And John came back with a pass for the Sam Loomis character, which was played by Donald Pleasance. So all the stuff about evil and everything is really John's. The opening shot of the picture took an entire day to film. It's actually 2 shots. We took it from Touch of Evil, one of our favorite Orson Welles films. We set up so that we would start in the front of the house, and we would actually go all the way through, creep in the window, see them kissing, go through the back of the house, open up the drawer, pick out the knife, and by the way, those were my hands. And then we would go in through the living room and up the steps and into the bedroom. And while we were up there shooting that scene, downstairs, all the electricians and grips were running around crazy trying to reset the lights for when we turned around and came back through the house.
The fact that we had a new tool at the time to kind of help us with that, the Steadicam. It was pretty ambitious because most of the time on low-budget shows you didn't really spend a lot of time with the look.
Every town has a haunted house, and in Haddonfield, it belongs to the Myers family.
We slept up there. Anybody who's a fan of the film remembers Nancy Loomis.
Wow.
I'd like to tell you that a lot of mysterious, weird things happened, or that we had this big, passionate love scene, but in fact, as soon as everybody was gone and we got up there, we just sort of looked at each other and we're so tired. We just conked out. The end.
Not quite. The Halloween crew used other locations in and around Pasadena.
All right, what you're looking at is the original Halloween street. And I felt like this had the look we needed. Overhanging trees, could be anywhere. And yet on film, they don't look like rich people live here. They just like Beaver Cleaver lives here.
The filmmakers also used the stately homes of West Hollywood.
Hi, I'm Brian Andrews, Tommy Doyle from the Halloween. Over there was Lindsay's house. That was the house where I first saw the boogeyman, and I gotta tell you, that really scared me. Over here, we have the Doyle house. I'd like to apologize to everyone for taking so long to get to the door and leaving poor Jamie Lee Curtis stranded out there, possibly in fear for her life.
A lot of Halloween's success was due to the creative partnership between its director and cinematographer.
Get upstairs. What is it? All right, upstairs, get Lindsay, lock the bedroom door. Do as I say! Hurry!
Dean and I sat down and watched Chinatown. There is a real creepy feeling to Chinatown in the way it's shot. It's beautiful, it's sunlit, it's California, but on the other hand, there's something really off about it. And so we talked about this being a small town, that's something strange here. He did a whole lot of blue backlight, okay, creepy lighting, and it was really effective. It became a kind of cliche after he used it.
Jamie Lee has been chased in the house, and she's hiding in the corner, and the shape, as we called him, gradually sort of materializes in the shadows behind her. Using a light on a dimmer, I brought it up so that it just barely began to expose the white face of the shape, the killer, hiding in the background there.
I always remembered John Carpenter and Deborah Hill seemed always, very preoccupied with getting everything perfect. They seemed like the ultimate, incredible, down-home filmmakers because they had hands on everything, and John Carpenter just seemed like a genius to me because he really knew so much about what he wanted from every single second of the film.
Veteran actor Donald Pleasance came in for 5 shooting days to portray the shape's nemesis, Dr. Sam Loomis.
Donald Pleasance was just an amazing actor. He's the kind of guy who just knew the character. We only had 5 days with him. He was just really great. He gave 150%. And he was like the elder on the set. Those days, kids making movies was rare. And so I think he was just astonished at our ages and the excitement and the freshness that we brought to the process.
John and Deborah called me one day and said to me that they were all set on offering Christopher Lee the part of Dr. Loomis. I said, what do you want to do, make another Hammer movie?
Christopher Lee turned us down, Peter Cushing turned us down, and Donald agreed, to my shock. And we sat down to have lunch, and he says, I don't understand this script. I don't like this script. I don't know who my character is. The only reason I'm doing this is because my daughter thought your first movie was cool. So tell me why I'm doing this. I'm scared to death. Oh, my God. And I only realized later when we became friends that what Donald likes to do is he wants to find out how much you want to do the movie. He wants to find out how passionate you are as the director. And so that's his little trick. Donald, his action is he runs and he shoots the shape, blows him out of a window. On the set, I was shooting his reaction. So he says, I can play this. What do you want me to do? I can play this 2 ways. I can play this, oh my God, he's gone, or I knew this would happen. I thought, boy, that's interesting. I don't know. Can you do it both ways for me? And clearly he knew what he should have done. He knew how he should have played it ahead of time, which I knew this would happen. Because, oh my God, he's gone was way too much. But I realized that Donald actually gave me the choice, you see. He left the decision in my hands, which is, the mark of a great actor.
While Halloween was Pleasance's 108th film or TV appearance, it was his co-star's first movie role.
I remember that the first day we shot, I remember exactly what we shot, and I remember going home and thinking I was going to be fired. I just thought I sucked, and that, and I remember being at home and my roommate said, Jamie, the phone's for you, it's John Carpenter, and I thought, oh man, this is it. And he called to say how happy he was with the day's work, and I just thought that was great. That's never happened to me again.
We saw a lot of girls to play the Laurie Strode character, and Jamie was just so vulnerable and so real and so fresh. So she really didn't come with sort of the acting chops that most of the young girls were portraying at the time. She just was real and fresh, and she so wanted the role.
And Deborah came up with the idea of Jamie. Jamie was in this little TV show, I think. She was under contract at Universal. And Deborah thought it would be a great idea to cast her, plus the fact that she was Janet Leigh's daughter, which kind of connected back to Psycho. So I have to give Deborah all the credit in the world for that.
And the fact that we had named the Donald Pleasance character after Sam Loomis, who was, her boyfriend in Psycho. For those reasons, Jamie got the part.
I remember the feeling about it more than anything. It wasn't like something happened on the set. We're working hard. Everybody was very young. We were shooting in an incredibly fast pace. The entire makeup, wardrobe, prop department was in a tiny Winnebago. Here I was with these 18, 19, 20, 22-year-old guys, primarily, and a lot of people's girlfriends and friends and family all creating this movie. So that remains the thing that was special about it for me.
Whenever you make a horror movie, you have a great deal of fun. If you make a drama or a comedy, it's a nightmare. It's ugly. It's horrible, okay? Because the subject matter, everybody gets very serious, especially comedies. Boy, they're tough. But a horror movie, everybody starts loosening up, and the more blood you bring out, the more fun it is, the more people get killed. The crew is laughing and joking. It's like a picnic. And so that whole feeling was kind of rolling through Halloween.
Halloween's villain was more than just a killer. It was a supernatural hurricane.
What I thought about doing was not giving the antagonist, Michael Myers, really much of a backstory, but kind of kicking him up into a legendary kind of situation where he's much more like an element of nature. Because I thought that would be more frightening rather than personifying, make him almost a force. So then the mask, which ties in with Halloween, would blank out his human features for most of the film, making him then just some sort of force of evil that is irrational, unstoppable.
But the shape had to be more than just some guy in a fright mask.
Nick Castle had been a schoolmate of John's at USC.
Nick had a wife and I believe 2 babies. I know there was at least one, it may have been 2. And they came by every day at lunch, and here's this guy with this oversuit on, and the mask was just always lying next to him. He'd put it on and go do the work.
His portrayal of the shape, now remember, the shape has no lines in the movie, none whatsoever. It's just sort of a mask, and it's a presence that we wanted. On Halloween 2, we had a stuntman play the role, and even though he studied the Nick Castle kind of feeling, he could never quite get it.
I think they're trying to make it more important than it really is. I actually just walked. John actually did say something, I like the way you walk. I think it'll be good. Now, maybe John thinks of me as a serial killer. I don't know. I remember I'm about to walk across the street in the first shot, and I realize he has not told me anything about what I'm supposed to do as this character. So I came up to him and basically asked him, what's my motivation, as the shape walking across. How do you want me to walk? How do you want me to, am I supposed to be this or that? And he said, Nick, just walk.
Nick was suggesting all sorts of attributes that he could play to this character, thinking, okay, is he really a psychopath? Is he really crazy? Is he somebody who's insane? Does he have any of the kind of schizophrenic movements that we kind of associate with mental illness? And I just told him to be simple with it. Basically, when he's watching something or someone, stand still, just move very gracefully, because Nick can do that. Make this killer almost a blank slate that we can project everything into and make it much more horrifying.
I am actually in this movie without the mask on. Early on, when the Michael Myers escapes from the hospital, he jumps on a car, right, and he smashes the car window. It was raining that night. It was supposed to be raining that night, and it was very cold that night, and all I had on was my underwear and this hospital gown. And I didn't know it was supposed to rain. This is 3 in the morning, maybe 40-something degrees, and all of a sudden, someone yells, Dean Cundy, that little rat, probably yelled, turn on the hoses. And they turned on the hoses. They didn't bother to warm up the water or anything like that. And I remember the feeling of ice-cold water hitting my body through the hospital gown. And then they had to do take after take. And I'm sure there was no film in the camera. I'm sure the first take was perfect, and they were just doing it to torture me.
I think he really gave the movie something. I think there's little moments that he does in the movie that are really special that take it away from being just some sort of thug in a suit. He really kind of, at one point, he tips his head and kind of looks at his handiwork.
And I remember when I stabbed the kid up against the refrigerator or something, boom, stabbed the kid, and I remember that direction. John said, tilt your head this way, tilt your head that way, like you're looking at him. And everyone loves that.
Well, he was so agile and subtle. And he made a great shape because of that. Well, I needed to go pick up some trick-or-treat shots, second unit, And I wanted them where trick-or-treaters went by and suddenly there stands the shape. So not only was I going to direct the second unit, but I brought the costume and I was going to be the shape. So I put this shape costume on, and of course I'm so much tinier than Nick. And in dailies it was so hilarious because the shape had shrunk.
One of the most famous faces in horror almost had a completely different look.
John assigned me the task of finding some choices for the Halloween mask. And I picked up two that looked like really good, legit choices. One was an Emmett Kelly mask. Emmett Kelly was a classic clown with a big red nose, stupid hair, and a big smile, big blue smile on his face. And I thought, how frightening, how grotesque.
The first Michael Myers mask was actually a William Shatner from Star Trek masks that we kind of changed a lot. We opened up the eye sockets, we changed the hair, we did something to the skin tones to make it this white, pasty kind of mask. And it was kind of scary because it was sort of featureless. And that's what we're going for.
And first it was the Emmett Kelly mask, and he came out of the bathroom wearing it, and everyone agreed it was pretty eerie. It was strange. It was weird, made you uncomfortable, and you knew that was a scary situation. Went back, came out with the other mask, and a cold chill ran up everybody's spine. It was so scary looking. It was so demented, it was so sick that we knew we had it.
I wasn't impressed with the mask at first. I thought the mask was fake. I thought it was phony. I didn't like it. I thought the mask wouldn't work, but I was wrong.
For the only time in the series, Michael's face is revealed for a split second on camera.
For that one shot, we brought in an actor, imported, a guy who hadn't been part of it, and did the reveal to, as I remember, he was sort of a blonde, nondescript sort of face, almost sort of the other side of the Captain Kirk mask was, a nondescript face.
But this kid had a youngish-looking face, okay? And I don't even remember who he is now. But what he had to do was take the mask off and react. I think he'd been stabbed or something in the face. And people read into his face much more horror than is there. There really isn't much to it. It's just a kid.
The film's lack of blood was offset by one of its most distinguishing features, Carpenter's brilliantly menacing score.
I had to do the music to Halloween in about 3 days. I had to do the whole score so I could go in and perform it and get out. My dad had taught me 5/4 time on a set of bongos when I was young. So just to teach me some rhythms. They're not 4/4 time, it's off one. And so I decided just to do that as an octave on a piano.
I've never seen a movie completely transform. I learned a great lesson about the power of music and sound effects and sound on that picture. I know it's true of every picture, but in this film, it made a quantum leap. There's no way to describe the difference between... In fact, if you want to explain it to yourself, try watching the movie one time with the sound off. And later on, by the way, when I watched this picture with audiences, and I watched it many, many times, I used to see young people at the most horrific times in the film watch the screen, but clamp their hands over the ears. And I never understood that. I asked my son about that one day. He said, that's what we all do, he said, because the sound is too scary.
When the film was finished, no one expected what happened next.
The first theatrical engagement of Halloween was in Kansas City, in 4 theaters, and we had a very modest campaign. I remember getting the first phone call on Friday night, about midnight, and finding out that we'd done $200 a theater. And I went to bed that night thinking, well, it'll get distributed, we'll do all right. The next night, we'd gone to $800 a theater. The following night, we'd gone to $1,600 a theater. And by the end of the week, we were doing $1,500 to $2,000 a theater. I've never seen word of mouth spread like it did in Kansas City. It was the most exhilarating experience.
Everybody was surprised by its success. And it didn't succeed right away. It was something that built over, 3 or 4 months. And even then, it wasn't like I walked down the street and people were going, hey, Laurie Strode, all right. I mean, again, 1978, it just It certainly did very, very well, and it made, you know, a lot of other people a lot of money. And for me, it gave me a movie career.
Most pictures, you know, they open and they go down. In this picture, it was just the opposite. It opened and went up.
There were 2 exhibitors in Boston that I used to sell pictures to, and they had made some money on Halloween. They called me up and they asked me, Irwin, how did you make the picture? How much did it cost? How do you do it? What do you do? The next thing I know, they hired a young filmmaker, and they took the picture and practically shot it frame for frame. Another man came along and hired Jamie Lee Curtis and made a picture called Terror Train, which just about duplicated Halloween on a train. And so it went. Finally, I turned to my partners and I said, you know, this is nuts. We've got to make another Halloween.
First time I saw the film with an audience, it was, I think it's called the Egyptian Theaters in Hollywood, the kind of seedy part of Hollywood, Hollywood and Vine. It wasn't fixed up then. And I was with Dennis and sitting in like 3rd or 4th row and just wanted to see it with a regular kind of audience. And there was this really big guy sitting behind me. And when that scene came up where I say, see anything you like this, the guy behind me goes, hot damn, you bet your ass I do.
One person I'll never forget, in Boston, we screened the film one time, and it was a large audience, and by the 4th resurrection, somebody yelled out, you dumb bitch, you deserve to die.
I think the simplicity of the story and the way it was told is what made the movie really unique.
How many 20-year-old pictures do you have that keep their popularity? Halloween is the Gone with the Wind of the horror movies.
The last shot of the film, looking down at the empty grass there, and then a little montage of all the places we've been. Evil never dies. You can't kill it.
He has no morality. You don't know where it's coming from. It's your deepest, darkest fear.
Sadly, Michael Myers passed away this week, the real Michael Myers. He was the distributor in London who had distributed Assault on Precinct 13.
He was very sweet and dear, and he was confused. He said, what do you see about my personality? Why did you do this? But I told him that it was a tribute, because he basically started my career.
He may be the only mass murderer who's on a first-name basis with movie audiences around the world.
I couldn't believe the fans that are really so addicted to these Halloweens. They know so much about it, more than I do, as far as details and the family relationship in the story and the cast and the costumes, and they want to know who is playing Michael Myers, the one next.
I get letters from people that still, that what they say is, Mr. Castle, we love your work, we love your direction on The Last Starfighter. Boy, Major Payne was really funny. Can you sign this picture of the shape, please?
I get at least 4 or 5 letters a week, and Carrie, Halloween, Stripes, Rock and Roll High School, but they always talk about Halloween.
I wear my Halloween pin with great pride. You know, I tried very hard through 22 now years of making movies to always hold up Halloween and say, you know, A, it was the best experience I ever had. It was by far, up until True Lies, the best part I ever had. You know, I tried to point out the irony that in those exploitation movies, I was intelligent, forthright, fought back against adversity, and was the lead in those movies for that role.
Halloween redefined the horror film and opened the doors for 2 decades worth of imitators. But none have had the impact or the nail-biting effectiveness of Michael Myers, because real terror stands the test of time.
You know, in every script they want to kill him, they want to destroy him. I tell them, wait a minute, Michael Myers. I love this guy.
Because I was on some tour for something, and they showed it to a bunch of college kids. I've never heard anything like it. The place was going nuts. It was apeshit. And I'm outside the door thinking, this is fantastic. How great. It made it all worthwhile. That was what they were supposed to do, scream their lungs out.